words, and as kids, he had us marching to left, left, right, left. He would sing marine cadences that had bad words in them, and as kids, we would just giggle. To most, the word stuntman refers to someone from Hollywood, but to us it describes Robert. Robert was known for his very public stunts. We learned at a very early age to just go along with Robert because it was going to be funny. When a room was too quiet, he would nudge you with his elbow and say, "Mija, go and move that chair a little over to the left." He'd get up, walk across the room, trip over the chair, roll over a few times, and end up at someone's feet, usually the new person in the crowd or a first-time guest at one of our gatherings. One night at a UTEP football game with our family sitting in its usual spot, Robert mentioned to my sister and I that the game was boring. He then said, "Anna, I'm going to need to borrow your jacket, and don't ask any questions." He put the jacket on under his jacket, stood up, wrapped his arms around himself as he gave a loud yell. He started tumbling down the aluminum bleachers with the clank of the buttons as it hit each row. He probably rolled down about 15 rows. People all around gasped and ran to help him, including security. People were scared. He stood right up, dusted himself off, and said, I'm okay. Security said, Sir, are you sure you're okay? He said, I'm fine. I don't know what happened. I must have slipped. Pointing up towards our family. A sudden roar of clapping and laughing came from our family once we realized what had just happened. He had just topped all stunts with this one. Robert. I don't know if everyone knows that Robert was an incredible writer and poet. His 3 a.m. alcohol-induced writings were quite amusing. After a long night of fun with his golf buddies, family, and beer, instead of going to bed, he would stay up and write. He wrote about life's ups and downs. He wrote about those he loved, and most importantly, golf scores. Sometimes the letters were found in the morning. Sometimes he would mail them to my dad, and a few were sent by fax. A few funny things about Robert. One day, Yvonne banned Robert from Matthews High School basketball games. One night, he showed up to a game in disguise. A trench coat and hat. He stood in the corner, spoke to no one, and raced home after the game. He hid the trench coat and the hat in the engine compartment of the car and has always denied it was him, although it was caught on camera. One day, at our house, Robert pulled out his tooth with pliers, gave it to Yvonne so she could make a necklace out of it and wear it forever. She probably still has it. After a horrible incident, we learned to never be the person to dance behind Robert while dancing the bunny hop. One day, Robert and my dad showed up at a bar my sister and I were playing pool at. They walked in at separate times, wearing matching outfits, a maroon shirt, a hat, and sunglasses at night. They didn't even sit together trying to trick us like we wouldn't recognize my dad and Robert. I'm sure the bartender thought she was about to get robbed because it was so weird. That night, they stole our friends, and Anna and I just went home. This happened a few more times, and we stopped telling our parents where we would go if we were going out. One night, Robert convinced my mom to call a friend and find out where we had gone. There we were, hanging out at a bar with our friends. In comes Robert, my dad, and my mom. They walk right past us. Then Robert turns to us and says, "Oh, you guys are here too?" A little while later, Robert somehow tripped, knocked over our table, rolled a few times, and ended up against the pool table on the floor. He winked at us as everyone was helping him out. Robert loved his music. I'm sure some of the best memories we all have of Robert was hanging out with him, having a beer and listening to music. He would sit with his legs crossed. A song would come on that he loved. He would close his eyes and start moving his head to the music, pounding out the beat with his fist, and would sing to us. He always knew all the words. Sometimes he and my dad would sing all night. Robert loved many things: his wife and children and grandchildren, his family, his panchito and his friends, the primos, the primas, and his cowboys. Me and Anna were talking about how bad we feel for Yvonne and the kids. Well, we feel bad for everyone. We all lost Robert. Robert had a unique connection with everyone. He was a funny person, and he loved everyone. I'm going to read one of the letters he wrote and sent to my dad years ago. To the people I love, be aware of uncalculated remarks that may one day traverse and make the simple thoughts of expression intolerable to some. Most of us have learned in our lifetime to accept and agree or disagree. We were most likely never taught to hate or be vengeful. Hate and vengefulness are acceptable in some countries, not ours. One day, which may never come to some, the smiles of angels will guide us to the setting sun of tranquility and joyfulness. Rise and shine.